Alright, this is a spare of the moment one because I just had to as soon as I saw this article, so let's get straight to it. SA government loses 7-month fight to keep combustible cladding documents secret. The South Australian government has been ordered to reveal documents about the fire risk posed by cladding on the convention centre, with the state's independent umpire rejecting arguments that the release of the information could put the public building at risk of attack. The SA Attorney General has argued against releasing the documents. However, the Ombudsman rejected that argument, ordering that they be released. The ABC will not receive the documents until the end of a 30-day period in case of an appeal. The government has fought the release of the documents to the ABC under the Freedom of Information laws. Attorney General Vicky Chapman made an unusual intervention in the process, arguing they contained content that would lead to a heightened risk of attacks and a significant impact on the safety of the public, the buildings themselves, and the state's economy. But the South Australian Ombudsman Wayne Lyons rejected her argument, ordering documents including board reports, minutes, and emails be turned over. This is not a multi-story complex which people occupy continuously, such as an apartment tower or hospital, he wrote. The safety of the public is more likely to be assisted by the release of information. Secrecy is not the only option available to the government to ensure the safety of those who use the convention centre. The government also argued disclosure could affect the state's finances by hurting both the business activities of the venue and the value of the building itself. The suggestion that the ACP, aluminium composite panels, cladding at the Adelaide Convention Centre is already widely known, Mr. Lyons wrote. If some significant adverse effect is to take place due to knowledge of the presence of ACP cladding, it has already happened. Mr. Lyons has argued with the decision by the convention centre's operator, Adelaide Venue Management, not to publish documents detailing the precise location of the specific cladding panels on the building. The ABC will not receive the documents until the end of a 30-day period in which the AVM can appeal. The convention centre is believed by authorities to be clad in the worst type of flammable aluminium panels known as black core. The cladding consists of a thin layer of aluminium over black-coloured core typically made out of high-density polyethylene. Last year, the ABC revealed that the company responsible for the fire engineering on the building was worried that replacing the cladding panels would hurt his reputation as it bid for future work. The state government order in 2018 determined the building was a moderate risk. Attorney General overruled in submission. In a last-ditch intervention late in the appeals process, Ms. Chapman issued a rare assessment of the public interest, arguing that 21 of the documents contained content that should be withheld. The Ombudsman was legally required to follow the Attorney General's last-ditch assessment unless he determined there were cogent reasons not to do so. I have cogent reasons to depart from the Attorney General's assessment in relation to the identification of specific buildings with cladding of concern, Mr. Lyons wrote. The state government also submitted a statement from an assistant commissioner of the police and brought in lawyers from the Crown Solicitor's office to argue against releasing documents. Ms. Chapman has separately proposed a crackdown on ministerial intervention into FOI applications, including the creation of an offence for improperly directing or influencing a decision or determination. The Ombudsman SA office told the ABC, records show assessment of the public interest have only been made by the Attorney General 4 times in the past decade. In a statement, an SA government spokesperson maintained the position that disclosing information posed a risk. There is a risk that persons with criminal or politically motivated intent could potentially use this information to deliberately target these buildings with an intent to start fires, the spokesperson said. The widespread distribution of this information could pose an unacceptable risk of potential criminal fire ignition. 20 buildings remain at high or extreme risk. Work is continuing to resolve problems found in statewide audit of combustible cladding. The latest update published by the South Australian Government shows that 20 privately owned buildings with a high or extreme fire danger rating still require rectification work. Work has commenced on 3 of those, while 8 other dangerous buildings have been satisfactorily fixed or otherwise resolved. 2 government-owned buildings, including a public toilet block, have now had their risk rating reduced to low. Oh boy, do I have something to say about this. But to keep this video short, I will make a completely separate one to express my thoughts. And yeah, I realize I can just link the previous videos I've done on cladding. And yeah, I will be back to unleash on South Australia's Attorney General. I'm coming for you, Vicky. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Have a good one.